lot of people think that if they fight something, that they can eradicate it from their experience. We see this a lot in the healthcare community with bumper stickers that I see that say like "fight cancer, fuck cancer." A lot of the ribbon societies that fight cancer have this kind of language in their marketing. We see this in almost every aspect of life. I mean, in financial institutions, like fighting debt, or it's a charged idea in relationship aspects of, like, fighting past lovers or relationships, like romantic relationships, or winning a fight, or getting your point across to like a coworker or a boss, and this idea of conflict. But what I'm here to tell you today is and again, experiment this for yourself and take this as one perspective. But in my experience, this is one of the worst ways to go about dissolving something from your life. You think that by here's another good example too of, like, we've all had this, having to deal with a customer service rep when we're supercharged. Maybe we see a charge on our card, or something triggers the fuck out of us and we have to call a bank or a customer service rep. You know what I'm talking about. And we find ourselves unconsciously or consciously sometimes fighting the service rep that's just trying to help us. And how does that work out? Do they oftentimes just reflect that energy back to you and aren't very helpful back to you? And that's exactly what I'm talking about. When you fight something, you're still putting energy into that thing. And you're actually putting really low frequency anger energy into that thing or person. So instead of eradicating it, what you're actually doing is charging it up. Love him, hate him, not going to talk about him too much, but someone like Trump got supercharged by the collective consciousness, whether through love or hate, and because of that, dominated the news, dominated the psyche of American people for the last 4 years, and continued to for some people. So whatever you charge with your anger, again, whatever it is, you're adding your life force to that thing. You're doing the opposite of killing it. You're doing the opposite of eradicating it. You're giving it life. You're giving it your energy, your power. The way to dissolve something, in my experience, is to shift your focus away from it, to surrender away from it. So something like the lockdowns that have been going on throughout the world in America, I often found myself trying to fight it, trying to go into places without wearing a mask. I was super angry about it. And the more that you, and again, I'm not saying to not stand up for yourself. There's a difference between non-violent, non-angry, standing in your truth and finding ways to stand in your truth, versus kind of bulldozing and flinging anger at people as you do it. The more you, so in this example, find places or experiences that don't cater to that lockdown, germs everywhere society, and put your energy towards those places. Because I have found, coffee shops that don't require a mask, or that, aren't, maybe don't have like temperature checks and all of this stuff that's just not in resonance with me at all. So the more you pump your energy into those stores with more flexible policies that resonate with you, the more you dissolve the unwanted. The more you work with your disease, not trying to fight your disease, but understanding why it manifested in the first place and work with it, hold its hand, surrender to it, the more it will leave. You're not pumping anger, you're not pumping life force into the disease anymore. You are using it, though, to put your focus onto a new idea, onto an insight that it's giving you. And then eventually your focus won't be on the disease anymore. It will be on healing or caretaking that part of your life that manifested the disease in the first place, and the disease will dissolve. Again, you focus on freedom and you focus on living a free, sovereign life, the impositions placed on us more and more in 2020, 2021 will eventually resolve. They'll have to. They have to. You dish out positive energy to that person on the phone when you're dealing with like a bank charge that's not yours or something. You dissolve that anger charge and you don't pass it on. And again, a lot of people are still under this illusion that if I fight this thing hard enough, if I fight cancer and say fuck cancer, then it's gonna go away. I'm gonna rip it out with chemo, motherfucker. Like that's the collective consciousness still. It's a very third dimensional, very a very dense, heavy consciousness that is based in distrust of the universe. Actually, it's based in fear and based in I have to do all of these things. I have to get my blood pressure up and stress in order to get things done. I need to rip things apart in order to be healthy or to have money in my bank account still. I need to yell at someone to do that. That's the kind of energy it is, and it's a very heavy, dense energy, and that's one of the energies that we're clearing. And what I offer to you is, again, have your own life be your own experience, and the less that you try and fight something and give your energy to something, and more that you surrender to that thing and place your focus on what's wanted and not on the unwanted, the more that thing is going to naturally dissolve on its own. But again, a lot of us have been groomed to believe that if we worry about something or fight something or put all our attention on something that will eventually go away, when a lot of times that's not the case. Now, I'm not saying to bypass things. Some people bypass things and they distract themselves from something they have to deal with. But there's a big difference between consciously dealing with something versus having the knowingness and the insight to whether or not you actually have to deal with it. There's some things that you get to look at. But again, a big difference between that and unnecessarily dealing with things or people that aren't in resonance with you, shall we say. Alright guys, thank you so much. That's my video on how to dissolve what is unwanted in life. Give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and more importantly, this channel a subscribe as I'm building it up. I do appreciate donations via the PayPal link in this description of the video. If these videos have been assisting you at this time, keep doing you, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Peace!